Hello guys, welcome back. Now in this tutorial, we are going to make few enhancements to the flow that we created in our previous tutorial. So the first enhancement that we're going to make is only show the state field if the user has selected United States as the country. And this is something that we did in the earlier tutorials where we basically displayed a field based on a condition. So the same condition, similar one, we are going to be applying on the state field, and we are only going to be display the state field because this state field is only displaying states related to United States, right? So only when the user has chosen United States as the country, that's when this field will be displayed. Otherwise, the user is not going to see a state field on the screen. Now, the next one is send a thank you email to the registered user. Now, we know that we have captured the email address of the user in the email field. So we are going to be using this email field on that object to send the email to. So we will be creating an email template and we will be creating an email alert. So every time when the record gets created, the email will be sent over to that email address of that user. And now the next thing is we are going to be launching this flow from home page. Right now we are just going to the run and launching the flow from there, but we actually want this flow to be available on the home page so that the users are able to register it. So these are a couple of enhancements that we are going to be doing in this tutorial. So let's get started. So the first thing is we'll go back to our flow. So let me go and go back here. And this is our flow that we have. Now, what I'm going to do is on the screen element, you can see here, there is a state field, right? So we want to make this state field condition and with a condition, and the condition is when the user has chosen a country as United States. So currently, anytime you go ahead and launch the flow, the state field is always there, right? There is always shown based on whatever country it is, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to make this state field conditional. Very simple. You go over to the state and select that field, and then here there is an option of component visibility. So we're going to go ahead and choose that option, and here we're going to say do not display the component all the time, only display when the conditions are met. And what is the condition? If the condition is the country that the user has picked up, which is this. If the country the user has picked up, I'm not going to use equals, I'm going to use contains. Okay, so that it doesn't have to be exactly available. So I'm going to say United States. So when the user has chosen United States, that's when the state field would be displayed. Otherwise, it will not. So hit the done here. So let me go back to the condition one more time. So here I am saying when the country contains United States, that's when you need to show this state field. And then hit the done and save. Now let's go ahead and test it before doing anything. So let's go ahead and run it. And now you can see there is no state field available. Now here you can say the first name is going to be Jojo. Last name is Cover. And here the email is jojo@yahoo.com. And the country I'm going to choose is United States here. So I'm going to go ahead and choose United States. And now the state is also populated, and I'm going to choose North Carolina here. Now once I hit the next here, now a record will get created. So we're going to go ahead and go over to the registered user. So I'm going to go over here and let's go to the registered users, and over here let's click on, this is the third registered user, Jojo Cover, the email address, this is the country, and state is North Carolina. So now we have figured out our first enhancement. So we are only displaying the state field if the country that user has selected is United States. Now the second enhancement that we have to do is we have to send a thank you email. Okay, so we don't have to create a workflow on all of that. So we are going to create an email alert. Before we do that, we need to create a template, okay, a thank you template. You can use an existing template also, but let's just create our custom template here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and choose these templates, and we're going to create a brand new template. But if you want, you can use a template that you have. I don't see any thank you template here, so I'm going to just go ahead and create my own, and I'm going to use custom without using classic letterhead. And here it's available for use. So if you want this to be available when you are creating an email alert, make sure this checkbox is checked. Email alert name, I'm going to say thank you email for registering. And then here description, email sent to users after they are registered. Okay, subject, I'm going to say thank you for registration. And if you want to use that user's name or something, then we can say you can use that field, and I'll show you how. So let's go ahead and hit the next here. Now I can choose the registered user field, and I can choose the first name field here. So I have the first name field, so I'm going to go ahead and choose that, and I'm going to say thank you for registration. Okay, and here I'm going to say dear, and again I'm going to copy the first name, and here I'm going to say thank you so much for joining our mailing list. We will be sharing a lot of goodies in upcoming emails, but for the timing, please enjoy this $5 off coupon code for Starbucks. Okay, something random I'm putting, and then I'm gonna bold the coupon code here, so I'm gonna go ahead and say coupon code. Okay, and then I'm gonna put some breaks here, and over here I'm gonna put another break. Please enjoy your favorite, and again I'm gonna put a break here, and I'm gonna get rid of one break because you don't need it. And here I'm gonna say thank you. I'm gonna use another break here for new line, and I'm going to say Deepika. So this is going to be the HTML body of that email. Now if you want to preview it, you can preview it. Let's say you want to go ahead and do this is how it's going to look like. Now it doesn't look quite nice, so I'm going to put a break right here after this one. Okay, so break, and I think I'm going to put another break here. Hit the next, and if you want to copy the same exact text, you can. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this copy text from HTML versions, exactly same thing. And then I'm going to hit the save. So the only merge field I've used is over here. And you can see this is how it looks like. If you want to test it, you can. So let's say if you want to test an email, you can send it to your recipient. And I'm going to choose a registered user. Let's choose an existing one, 001. Okay. And email preview is going to be sent over to, let's say, this email address. And now I'm going to go to my Gmail, and let's go ahead and see if we got it. So sometimes it might be available in the trash, so you can, please don't forget to check your trash here. And this is what it is. So it picked up my name, the one that was I gave the record. Thank you, Deepika. And then this is how it looks like. Dear Deepika, thank you so much for joining our mailing list. We will be sharing a lot of goodies in upcoming emails, but for the timing, please enjoy this $5 off coupon code for Starbucks. Don't use it. It's not a valid one. And then this is, please enjoy your favorite drink at Starbucks. Thank you. This is how the email will be sent. Now, this is the email template that we have created. Now, the next thing is we need to create an email alert. So we need to go here and choose create an email alert here, and go over and hit the continue, and I'm going to create a new email alert. Now this email alert will be available for you to use in the flow. So here, thank you email, that is the thank you email alert, and object is for the registered user. So go ahead and choose the object as registered user. Email template, so that template that we just created, right? So the template is available under this folder. So I'm going to go ahead and use that template. And who do you want the email to be sent to? So I want to send the email based on the email field that is available on this object. And there's only one email field that is available on that object. I'm going to use that email field to send the email to. So this is going to be the recipient of that email. Okay, so if you give your email address in that, then it is going to be sent the email to you. So whichever is whatever the email that you have provided in that email field, that is where the email would be sent to. And if you want to, along with that, if you want to copy an email to somebody, then you can provide those additional email addresses here as well. I don't want to provide any additional one. Hit the save button. Now this is the email alert that I have created. Okay, very simple email alert. Now I will be using this email alert in my flow. Okay, so I'm going to go here and go to my flow. This is the flow that I have. And now I'm going to drop this action element here. Now in this action element, you can see your email that you have created, that email alert. So let me repeat it one more time here. So what I did is I'm going to drop this action. Okay, and I can choose any action here. And now for the timing, I'm going to choose the email alert that I created. So this is the email alert that I created. Thank you email alert. So I'm going to choose that, and it is asking me to provide the label and API name. So I'm going to say thank you email, and this is the API name. Now set the input values. Okay, so what should be the input value? Means what are you going to pass to this email? So as you know, you need to basically, because those values will be used for your whatever your merge fields that you have used, right? So the record ID, it is asking for record ID. Now where is the record ID is? So the record ID is available in the create record component. So we know that we have used the create record. Okay, and this is the component here, the registered user ID from this. So now you know automatically, since you are using this create record, the name of this element is stored registered user. After this element gets executed, it will generate the record ID of the newly created record. You don't need to store or create a variable to store that record ID. Automatically a variable got created which automatically stores the record ID of that newly created record, and all we are doing is we are passing that newly created record ID to this email alert, because in that email alert behind the scene it is using a template, right? And in that template you are using a merge fields. So which merge field value does it needs to take? So it will use this record ID to populate that. Okay, so now because there might be hundreds of registered user records will be there, right? So which registered user records you want to choose, so you are going to be passing the ID of that record. Okay, that is the purpose of this record ID. So what we did is we dropped an action element, we chose our email alert, and in that email alert we passed the record ID of the newly created record from this element. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and connect these two and then hit the save button. Now let's go ahead and activate it. So this is the second enhancement that we did. Now let's go ahead and run it also. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run it and make sure it did creates a record as well as it sends me an email. So I'm going to use Simran as the first name, Alok is the last name, email address. I'm going to use my personal email, or I can use company one as well. So I'm going to use my company one, rack.com, country United States. So I'm going to choose United States. Since I choose United States, it gives me the options, and this time I'm going to use South Carolina and hit the next here. So now an email should be sent to me as well as a record should get created here. So now if I go, you can see a U004 got created, and this is the record that I've created here, and this is the email address. Now based on that email alert, email should be sent to this particular email address. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to my Outlook, and I should receive that email. Let me check up my other folder, and you can see here this is the junk email I got it in. So you can say thank you Simran, because that is the first name of that user I created, right? Registered user. So it used that record first name, and this is the email that I got. Thank you so much for joining our mailing list, and the same email template. This is the email template and coupon code and all that. So this is what you have done. So we have completed our second enhancement as well. So we have made the state field conditional. The second thing is we have sent a thank you email. Now the third is you have to launch this flow from the home page. It's a very small thing, so we're going to go ahead and do it now. So going back, make sure this is active, okay? Because if it's not active, then you won't be able to invoke it on that home page. So this is active. And now going back to the home page, so let's go ahead and go over to the sales home page. Currently this is the create lead we have. Now let's go ahead and edit this home page, and I'm going to replace this. You can add another one, but let's just replace it. So here you can see currently it's using this flow, but I wanted to go ahead and ask him to show this register user flow. Okay, this is what I want, and then hit the save and activation. Okay, now this is for this app default. I'm available for sales. I'm going to go ahead and do that and hit the save. Okay, now when I go back to the home page, I should see my registered user flow. So if I go here, exactly, this is the flow, and it is working fine, because if I choose United States here, it should show me states as well. I'll provide my first name here. Let's say I provide Manish Khanna. I don't have access to his email address, so I'm going to just use my email here. And then country is United States, and then state is North Carolina. Hit the next button. So now what happened is a new registered user record must have been created. So you can see here another one got created, and these are all the details. Now it will also send me an email. So if I go here and go over to the trash, because last time it came in the trash folder, and you can see here, this is the email. Thank you, Manish, for registration. This happened 1 minute ago. Okay, so now you can see the same email got sent to me as well, but the merge field is different. So with this, all these 3 requirements are over, and we have seen a couple things now: how to send an email through the flow, how to add the flow to the home page, how to make a field as conditional, and then the other one is how to display the pick list values on your screen flow as well. I hope you guys are enjoying it. There is a lot more we're going to cover in this course, so stay tuned. I'm going to see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you so much.